Hello traders, wonderful week. Vladimir here. This is the weekly forecast for the week started 25th of June 2017. This is going to be a very interesting week as this is a lot of fundamental week. Let's have a look. This is what is ahead of us. It starts with Monday, then we have a speech from Draghi. It continues with another speech from Draghi on Tuesday. Then the Bank of England Financial Stability Report and the Governor Carney to speak. Then we have consumer confidence in the US and Yellen to speak. A lot of talking this week. Bank of Canada Governor Paulos to speak. Another speech from Draghi, another speech from Carney, and Governor Kuroda from Bank of Japan to follow and to have his own speech. All that to happen on Wednesday. Thursday, GDP. That's from my point of view, this is the most important thing this week, but we will see. And on Friday, the the current account in Britain and GDP in Canada. Very interesting week ahead of us. So, what to trade? Let's start with the pound dollar. Now, for long run, I'm bullish on this pair, so I want to go longs here. No secret. But there is one thing here to, well, say and mention. That was the triple cycle I was following. Theoretically, it's already, and we can go and fly all the way to the upside. But, here comes the but. This bottom might be not the end. And the reason for that is mainly because of the levels. If we take a look on the 161.8 of the first leg, we have it slightly lower. If we look on the level of the next leg, so we bounce from 61.8, right? Duplication level is again much further, which is now irrelevant because we already in the middle of correction, and this leg, assuming it's gonna stop somewhere here, duplication is around 125. So technically 125 is still doable, but there is a good chance that this pair is going in front of some kind of a range, so something like that, and maybe that before the continuation up. So from my point of view, we are after sells, but these sells most likely going to happen from this area, which would be the top of the range. From there, we would definitely be looking to sell. As long as this trend line holds, and as long as this high, the first high of the triple cycle, assuming this is the first high, is holding, the idea remains to look for short-term sells. And if we are likely to get this second leg to here, from that area, no doubts of looking for buys. And well, we can make it very simple. As long as the weekly low holds, we are only after buys for the long run, right? For the short run, we might be looking for these corrections to allow us these buys. In terms of the levels, pound dollar rallies have a great period of dates right now. 26, 27, 29, very good days to look for sells. We have the action zone. One is here, one of them is slightly higher next to the top, slightly above the top of this possible range. 1 hour chart, same story. It's really on the same zone, so a lot of reasons to look for these actions on the bearish side. Next one on the list, the euro dollar, and the euro dollar behaving tricky. So from one side, yes, as long as this top holds, we are after sells, but from the other side, right, there is a good chance we are now inside the range, so we're gonna sell the top of the range again. And if we take a look on the 4-hour chart, we are currently building up this double cycle correction. As I said, as long as we are below these highs, we are for sales. Now we have this correction, right, and it's building some divergence here, which is mainly seen on the 1 hour chart. If we drop the levels, we are currently sitting around the 100, right? And we have it almost 40 candles versus 20, which means this is not really relevant for us. So there is a very good chance that this one slowly going to take us to here, where from we are after sells. If we take a look on the euro dollar in terms of the statistics, what can we learn? We have 27 and 28 as bearish days. For 28 is a very powerful day, right? 27 is mid-class, where from we can look for sells. And on the 4-hour chart, we don't have any sell action zone currently, but on the 1-hour chart, we do have it exactly from the levels we have been talking about. Rising to here and breaking the, let's make it this way. Okay, rising to here, breakout, and it could lead us for another sell opportunity. If it keeps the rally through, then we are going for the previous top, which is around 113, maybe even all the way for new highs. But as I said, as long as the daily top holds for us, it's only sells. Dollar yen, another interesting pair which I am looking for to sell, and it's actually tricky here because it opened with the bearish gap and now holding. There is a good chance that this is a triangle and we might get this rally, which I will want definitely to go and to look for sales. But currently, well, let's make it simple. I still want to see this second leg down here before making any decisions. So sell rallies would be a great plan to do. 1-hour chart had a very nice setup for us at the beginning. So at the end of the previous week, double down, double up. It was really nice opportunity here for sales, but it got stuck in a range. So if we break below the gap zone, we can look to sell rallies. We will be aiming the 110.70 and lower. If we break through new highs, that means that this was a triple cycle with a ranging correction, and we are going for another cycle to the upside, which will most likely take us towards the 113 area, which makes a lot of sense because we can see that we have a nice potential triangle waiting us exactly there, where from we would be definitely looking to go for sell. As per here, as per the levels, the sell days, 25th is a very good day for sells, right? If we had a top, but the problem is we don't have a top today. Now, if it breaks through, you can see that there are no days holding us back, and we can go all the way to the 2nd and the 5th, which would be at the beginning of the next week. So sell rallies, that's what I'm trying to say here. That's our plan here. Every rally in double waves and trendline breakouts should provide a sell opportunity. We would be aiming the 110.70, which is the daily 20 EMA and monster supportive area, and the next level would be right here on the bottom of this triangle, which if would be broken, we would be aiming all the way down to 108, maybe, just maybe, also to 105. Next one on the list is the New Zealandian dollar. As the daily top holds exactly like a previous week, we are after possible sells. We're currently stuck in the range, so there's simply nothing to do here. But if this level is broken, we are going to the top of the range, which is 0.74 approximately, and from there we would be looking again to regain the sells. Aussie versus the Kiwi. Remind you, 103 zone is our monster zone, and we were very close to that on the previous week, right? Slightly above. So let's see what can we get from here. One more push lower here would be simply the best, simply ideal, which should provide us amazing buy opportunities later on. If and alternatively the pair is creating for us triple cycle up, like 1, 2, 3, we will be looking for 2 waves pullback, and then we're gonna look to enter for buys. For us, doesn't matter how much we turn it and what direction we turn it around, we are after sells here, after buys here for the very long run. Euro versus the pound is Australian versus the dollar is my next one. According to weekly cycle, we are only after buys. According to the daily cycle, we had one. If we can get second push down, we would be after buys. As long as this low holds, this area, and this trend line holds, every pullback closer and we are after buys. That would be simply stunning and amazing opportunity, if of course we can get it happening for us. Okay, so keep that in your idea. Euro pound is my next one, and here it comes very tricky. So technically, no doubts, while this top holds, we are for sales. There is a good chance this is just an annoying triangle to be broken up, making that as a special cycle, taking us to 089, 090, and from there to crash. So let's make it very simple. As long as this top holds, we are for sales. If this is broken, we are to 089, 090 zone, where we are again for sales. No other options here. So that's very simple what we follow. Okay, the best setups for that, of course, is regaining momentum of trendline breakouts. Currently this trendline is about to be broken. If this is a triple cycle, 1, 2, 3, look for 2 waves pull back and a breakout. If that happens, you get a minimal risk, maximal potential reward here, which could be just amazing. In terms of days of the crystal ball, we had a top already right here. 21st was a great day for tops. We are going down. Next important level 087.50. A level after that, if the momentum down continues, would be 086.50. So that's the targets for the bearish move if this one comes. Dollar Canadian, we remain bearish, and every rally is a sell opportunity. We got a double cycle here for a sell. We continue there. If that turn to be a range, we are looking to sell every single time we reach the top here and break the trend lines. Okay, no changes on our views. While the trend line holds, we remain for sells. Well, let's see what crystal suggests us. That also the channel is beautifully bearish. Rallies should be blocked on 25, 28, very classical zone. So every rally, and that's our levels, action levels for sell. So crystal ball goes very, very beautifully with us. New Zealandian yen broke the last high, and here are the two options. Option number 1, the current top holds. We are going to break this low, so something like that, pull back to this area and sell. Option number 2, we are going to do 161.8 expansion of this cycle, which brings us towards the 82 area, where from we would be looking, guess what, for sells again. Okay, so that's our levels to watch and to trade for sales from there. Canadian versus the franc for the long run, only for buys. Every drop down lower we have should be considered as opportunity for a classical buy. It could be here, that could be bottom to hold, breakout and fly, or scenario number 2, we are going to see double wave correction here, holding this support and flying right from there. As long as the daily low holds, which is here, here, we are only and only after buys. Australian versus the franc, another great opportunity here. We got a correction down and we want to go long as long as this low holds. And here comes the question. Is that over, or is that going to do something like that? This scenario, the one I'm just describing right now, would be my favorite. Another leg down, breakout and buys. That's what I would want to follow for sure. Euro versus the franc. Now, broke this low, but looks like a false break. So, two options. Option number one, we are after buys, of course. Option number one, this is our high to be broken. So we need 1, 2, 3, break above it, pull back into waves, breakout, and we are for buys. Aiming the previous daily long, which should be right here around the 110. Option number two is that this cycle is going to be extended a bit and will take us towards 108 or 107.50, where from we again will switch for buys. No other options here for us. We are after buys, the deeper the better, and with the momentum will change. So once we start to get higher highs, this would be the call for buys for us. As long as it didn't happen, we should not do nothing. Very simple. Next one on the list, gold and silver. Actually silver. Gold is I don't have any new plan for this one. For silver, by ideal, and I keep watching this level, not sure if would be lucky to get it or not, but if we get this level, guys, that's our action zone. You see that? This is our perfect action zone. If we can get it here, prepare your heavy buys. So I don't have any specific call as for now, sorry, but I want it lower. The closer we can get to 1550 would be the best sell, the best buy for us. Okay. Let me check my list then. Okay, euro versus the kiwi. Also, by ideal, we want it on the next level, and that means here 150, 151. Alternatively, as long as this high holds, we want it lower, right? If this high is broken, we need two waves pull back and reversal, and then we are for heavy buys. Two options for us for buys, of course. As long as it didn't happen, no reasons to go for any real buys here, right? Okay, next one, indices. Nasdaq making the two waves correction. We need this trend line to be broken in order to start and looking for new sells, and that's of course as long as this top holds. For S&P, that was our last false break, right? So we need this low to be broken in order to call for sells. As long as it didn't happen, we don't have any action, guys. Dollar yen, dollar versus the oil. That's our next one. 1, 2, 3. Right, we are talking about the contract of August sweet crude oil contract, and as long as this bottom holds, we are after buys. Now there are two options here. Option number one, we are creating a triple cycle, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and with the breakout we are going for buys. Option number two is that we are going to drop lower like this and start build up false breaks. If that's the case, we want to see false breaks and we want to see higher highs. At the moment we got the higher highs on the daily or the 4-hour chart, this would be our plan to drop for corrections and look to fly. Watch that, it's coming. Sugar, very, very sweet sugar, taking us to the next monster levels we have, and that's around the 11 level. This is the first one, this is the second one. We are coming to a monster here. This is where I would expect for action. Now note, the current contract is about to end in the middle of July. Next contract to start very soon, and this would be the one to look and to trade. That would be all for the weekly forecast, my dear friend, and there are a lot of opportunities. I made them very simple this week for you, not complicating with that to happen for sell, that to happen for buys. Very simple directions. Watch for the statistical days we have with the crystal ball. That's normally when statistics meet levels. That's normally where we get an action from. Watch that to happen. This would be the best days to trade. And keep an eye for the speeches. A lot of words are going to be thrown in the air during this week by the leaders. Let's see if they can bring anything significant for us. Thank you very much for your time watching this video. If you enjoyed that, and if you find my ideas useful and helpful for you, please leave your feedback. Hit the like button for us, guys, and thank you for your time watching this video. Much appreciated, and I'll see you again on the next week with more interesting setups and insights to come. Once again, thank you for your time. Yours, Vladimir Ribakov.